God, good afternoon. Hello all, good afternoon, Wado, thank you for watching. So this is day 31 of reading Lone Wolf Alpha Squad Copy Over by James Rink, and these are his experiences. Everyone, oh, and because I didn't post yesterday, I'll see if I can do some extra today. Let's see how far I can go. Anyway, everyone that I have talked to who has seen me in my lab operations basically say I appear totally different. While doing Earth-based combat missions, I appear to have the same facial expression, but I am bigger and stronger. I'm about 6'5", muscular, extremely strong, have metal bones, a glass helmet, a red left eye, Terminator, heat-seeking device, with the right eye normal. The following is testimony from another survivor who has seen these beings. In quotes. James, I recall levitating while leading a group of them into a training operation. This happened twice. We had some kind of black alien skin-tight outfit. There were some reptilians grinning at me from below. They know what I am like. Oh, they know what I am like and how tricky I make things. You looked very bulky and tall and wear armor and what looks to be glass headwear. These things are powerful in a confrontation, and some of them have that red eye. There were also a group of reptilians who are small in size. Some were involved. Your eyelid may have a small implant attached. I thought the group was a new online army that they had put out. I must admit, very impressive. And at the back of my mind, I was thinking, what am I going to do with this lot? They were very impressive fighters, so I must have been training the group in stealth. The second time I saw them was for war patrols. Both times, James, you were wearing the same uniform. I also remember some gold or yellow around the uniform and helmet, which connected to the suits, and their faces were lit up inside the helmet. I have seen many alien species, creatures, etc., but this really impressed me. Can you remember yellow or gold on the helmet and uniform? Recall takes a lot. You have to think of each thing that happens across all operations. I don't forget faces, and you seem to have something to do with being a middleman with government leaders or a liaison, end quotes. These clones have many implants grafted in all parts of the body as well as in the original host. This is done to serve as a link to connect my consciousness with the clone. This link operates at either single or multiple tone frequencies. The single tone only runs off one frequency at a time. The multi-tone can run off of an infinite amount, cutting lag time, increasing reaction time and stamina without much rest. I believe Gen 5s contain the single tone, and Gen 6 and above are multiple toned. When this goes on, my own body goes into an autopilot mode, and this explains why I always feel exhausted all the time and often experience deja vu. Usually the transfer occurs moments before we fall into deep sleep, but if we are awake and conscious, they will have to send a team in to activate us. And in addition to using cloned avatars, it's possible they can also shapeshift us while we are still in our own physical bodies, but they don't like using this ability. By keeping us weak and sick, we don't have any chance of using our gifts against them. In my current form, I am unsuited for anything combat related, and it often leads to a lot of ridicule, but that's okay. People need to get over that physical dimensional aspects, the physical dimensional aspects of what makes us human when we can be so much more. If I am in a cloned avatar body and they want to shapeshift me, or as the aliens call it, transmorphing, they would first place my avatar body in a trip chair, then give him a drug called Compound C. It contains a mixture of enzymes created from bioluminescent plants which are only found growing in inner Earth and in tropical caves. The public sector doesn't have access, but the Black Ops shadow government does. From what I was told, if I were to get this injection, it would most likely kill me. For my clone avatar, he can tolerate it. However, if I was to enter golden form, I could theoretically shapeshift without the need of drugs. To prevent us from taking another form, the covert government injects our bodies with an AI entity known as subluxation. Compound C serves two purposes. First, it allows the femtites to connect to the codons in the avatar's DNA, activating a genetic code they want. Activating any genetic code they want. And the injection also contains the memories they want me to have. Once I get the injection, my body begins to transmorph, causing my bones to morph into pre-PRI metal which is similar to gold but is as strong as diamonds, and my muscles grow huge. At this point, my altar comes out and is placed into the trip chair or whatever other training might be needed. I stay like this for 5 to 10 days. Then I revert back to normal. Then they move the memories around, and afterwards I don't remember a thing other than extreme exhaustion and fatigue. It sounds like something from a science fiction movie, but this is what appears to be occurring. Some have asked me, so if he shapeshifted to a 6'5" I thought he said 6'5". Yeah, he said 6'5". But it says, so this is in quotes. So if you shape into a 6'4" grunt, what the heck happens to your clothes? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. You know what I mean? My mind like goes like when I'm reading this, I'm just thinking about all these different things. It's kind of like the Hulk, you know? I wonder if that's like the same, like the general idea. I wonder if that's where they got that from. All right, anyway. This is a good question. From what I told you, what I am told, when you shapeshift, your clothes grow as well and keep the same shape without ripping or tearing. It has something to do with the static discharge from the pre-metal when shifting. Apparently, it goes off a regulated magnetic flux in and around the body, constantly affecting it. These emissions look like tiny light sparks. You have to look very closely at the body, but it's there. The static charge is also linked to the clones as well as the AI computers, and it can be remotely operated. It creates an umbrella or field that covers the entire body. Shapeshifting can only expand to within this field, which is about 3 to 6 feet out. And obviously the end quote was at the end of the question the guy asked about the clothes. So it says, recreation of a clone avatar as seen by Tommy Wise, or Wise, W-I-S-E, in Gun Kata pose, K-A-T-A. So that's what James Rink's clone or whatever it looks like. When I started getting memories back, I remembered flying exotic aircraft as well as being involved in high altitude jumps without a parachute in a jungle region. But due to the blocks of my memories, I am only able to recall short glimpses. To help me along in the process, I worked with intuitive healers who were able to get around my amnesia walls and mental blocks. One individual saw that about 30% of my aura was fractured by mind control programming. So he focused on this area and started to get pictures in his mind. In the first scene, he saw me on a firing range shooting a .45. I was being trained by a man in very dark green military fatigues, not the usual camo you see soldiers wearing these days. Perhaps this was a time travel op. In another image, he saw me going up a flight of stairs inside a whitish pink painted townhome, but it looked very old and the building was in a very prestigious and expensive looking neighborhood. It was nighttime and I was wearing black leather gloves. Here he is viewing it as if he is seeing through my own eyes. And this is in quotes. You break into the house and walk up an antique wooden staircase. At the top, you are in a bedroom going through drawers, looking for something. You're now at a drawer and a bedside table. The left hand is basically grabbing a bunch of papers and throwing them on the floor, and the right hand is cupped over the mouth of a panicked woman in the bed. I don't know what happens after that or what you were looking for. And it doesn't show an end quote. But he interjects. He says, Peter, the insider, thinks I was doing a hit on Heather Shaw, the Sumerian goddess of the underworld. Oh my gosh. Ereshkigal, Ereshkigal, of Shaw House, in her penthouse in London because her sister Janet Shaw recruited, abused, and handled me at Montauk. The mission was staged from LOC under guidance of Kruger. And then the guy who's remembering this stuff continues. I also see you as a toddler in a very dark, empty room. It may be 10 by 10 feet wide. The walls are burgundy. You're sitting on the floor upright, being strapped down with a belt. In another image, I see you wearing an Air Force uniform. You're wearing sunglasses and coming out of a base, carrying a briefcase chained to your wrist. I keep seeing you in the tactical Air Force blue uniforms. This seemed to be something you would wear quite often, but I feel this to be a cover memory. Whoever programmed you probably used memories of an Air Force officer to cover up any memories from the Black Ops you're involved with. End quote. Another individual saw me in a leather jacket. Quotes. You look like you normally do, but taller and your shoulders are broader. You're armed and wearing all black, while everyone else in the facility is wearing bright white. I see you walking through a laboratory, then into a huge domed white room. You then walk into a white hall, which has a white desk. You know what? I bet you this is where they get the Halo stuff from. Huh. Huh. If you watch any of the Halo stuff or playing the Halo games, like whenever they, I mean, like you are the huge and everybody else is small, and then they go and they help you and you're like a super soldier. Like, holy cannoli, man. Okay, anyway. You then walk into a white hall, which has a white desk with a monitor screen. You turn right and greet two people that look like generals. They seem happy. You talk to them, and all three of you enter into the room of another hall. Operation Cyanide. The following is a hypnotic regression I did on another MyLab survivor, in which he recalls a mission we went on together. Adam sees himself as a sniper on the roof of a very tall building. He feels I might have been on the building as a sniper as well. It's a small city, possibly in Russia. There are tall buildings nearby and smaller houses further away. There is snow on the ground. His sniper scope was pointed down on a building into a business meeting. Someone is selling advanced technology that can teleport bullets, what? And time freeze projectiles in midair. Wow. Inside, there are 8 people gathered around a long table. He sees his kill target. The person's first name is Elleria, Eleriae, in parentheses, last name, don't remember. He looks Russian. But before he can shoot, someone kicks him in his legs. There are 4 to 5 people wearing blue and black camouflage and black Russian berets. Adam yells into his headset. He's been compromised. They take him into a black SUV and they knock him out. When he wakes up, he is going down a path down a forested area. He is now handcuffed, and the Russian guys have their arms hooked around his arms. His feet are dragging on the ground. There is a drawbridge in front of him, and sorry. And then more forest. They are about to cross the bridge, but the bridge starts to move up, and the Russian soldiers are in a panic. They yell something in the intercom to have the bridge go back down. It starts going down, and then they get ambushed. There are 5 of us. One of them is me, hiding in the snow. We appear to have been hiding under white blankets. We are wearing white coats and white ski masks, and had I was thinking about Gears. I wonder if any of Gears' stuff is in here. The video game. Had an AK-47 weapon on our backs. There are 3 of us on the right side of the road and 2 on the left. We lunge forward and put knives to the Russians' throats and drag them off to the side bridge, and then put duct tape on their mouths. At this point, the memory ends, end quote. The information was provided to me by another MyLab survivor. I don't know what to make of it, but I'll let you decide. And then here's the quotes, or quoted section, whatever. I see you in many underground bases, including Dulce, DULCE base, Area 51, Pine Gap, many times in underground facilities in Montana, South Dakota, and North Dakota. I also see them doing some kind of sexual ritual to you. You have been everywhere. Aaron, Aaron, McCollums, capital M, little c, capital COLLUMS, has been. Columns has been. And even have done a few missions together. You have been through training extras at Fort Hood with Aaron M, Aaron M, and James Casbolt. You have worked with James Casbolt on at least 3 missions. It also appears Casbolt has abducted you a few times during MyLabs. Huh. Artwork courtesy of Jody Hargreaves. And that was the end quotes, yeah. I feel at least some of this is true. I do have a memory of a mission with Casbolt in the jungle. We seem to be robotic-like. Apparently this was some kind of dangerous off-world mission which contained a lot of booby traps. Most of the super soldiers sent here died. Only I and a few others survived. The downside about being good at the work we do is that we are often overused, and this explains why I suffer from so much fatigue. I confronted Casbolt about this, and when I was in the midst of explaining it, my tape dispenser flew off my desk, which I interpreted as tape on my mouth. In quotes, I also see your clone. He's programmed to pretend to act like you as much as possible. They used him one time to interrogate your mother. It appears your mother was programmed to abuse you and acts as a handler over you. Your clone used access codes to trigger her altered state. He did this because your mom would have recognized him as a clone right away. He's